So I came on YouTube and I noticed that a lot of people struggle with fixing a Basque waistline on Inbuilt Corset. So I decided to make this tutorial, and guess what? It is absolutely free of charge. All you have to do is just subscribe and hit that notification bell. Oh hi, let me show you how I transitioned from this skirt and top into this beautiful dress that has a Basque waistline and an inbuilt corset, wrapper illusion, structured sleeve, and the rest. The list goes on and on. If you have been running from one channel to another looking for how to fix a Basque waistline on an inbuilt corset, run no more, you found the channel for you. You are so welcome, and if you're interested in this content, do stay through to the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Alright guys, this is the finished look of my upper bodice and my lower bodice, the skirt and the top. Yeah, and I'm going to turn this into a dress. First of all, you need your tape rule. I'll be measuring this from my mannequin, but you can do this on your table as well. From the shoulders, I'm going to measure where I want the lower bodice to start from on the top. So I just marked 17 inches right on the waist. The waist of my client is 17, so I measured 17 from the shoulder and I marked it. I will mark the same 17 on the other side of the waistline. Now once you've done that, you are going to use your chalk to connect it from that waist to the Basque point of your top. That's where you want, how deep you want your Basque effect to be. I'm trying not to stain the cloth with too much chalk, you get. So just define where you want the Basque to be. Then what you do is you're going to make sure you wear the skirt on the top. You place the skirt on the top. So if you don't have a mannequin, you can just mark directly on the table, because it's very possible to mark on the table as well. Okay, so if you have a mannequin, wear the top on the mannequin and then tuck the top inside of the lower bodice or the skirt. Okay, before tucking the blouse inside the skirt, you're going to mark where the Basque would start from. I've said this before, please don't forget, just indicate. Mine is, I want it to be just 2 inches above the edge of the blouse, so you can determine yours as well. Now I'll place this skirt directly on that 17 inches I marked on both sides of my waist. You remember that 17 inches I marked on my blouse? That's where I'll place the skirt. Okay, then I'll use pin to secure it on that, on both sides. Make sure the side of the top rhymes simultaneously with the side of the skirt. Please don't forget, you can do this directly on your client's body or on the table. Now once both sides are secured, we'll get our scissors and then we'll cut through from that 17 inches to where you want your Basque effect to stop. Okay, make sure you have drawn your V shape or whatever and then cut through only on the skirt part. All right, you're going to cut through the skirt part around that V or Basque shape you want to achieve. I must let you know that you must be very careful at this point. Make sure you are already an experienced tailor before you do this. Okay, yes, but if you're a beginner, you can try your luck with your own fabric, not your client's fabric. Practice with your own fabric before you start cutting on your client's fabric. That's just an advice. Okay, so now that we have done the cutting, we have cut out the Basque shape. Now is this is where you all want to see how do you stitch it down. I know, right? I'm going to show you all. All right, so now that we are done cutting, it's time to stitch down. But before stitching down, I'm just practicing, checking how I want it to look by the time I'm done stitching. Once you're done cutting out, you can now take this out of the mannequin and let's stitch on the sewing machine. So this is my skirt part. Obviously I padded the hip for my client to be very hippie. And then the blouse. Yeah, so we'll be using our table to complete the remaining part of the video. Now you see that that waistline, I've gone to the sewing machine to stitch it down. You can see that place we cut out, I just stitch it so that the lining will be stuck together with the main fabric. That's basically what I've done. Now Next is your top. You need your top. You're going to place your top on the table like so. Now all those markings we marked on the mannequin, you can as well mark it from this table. I keep saying it because you people will now start telling me now that I don't have a mannequin. You can do it on the table or on the floor. Okay, so you place your top and then you get your skirt part. So that place you want your basque effect to stop or start rather. My own is 2 inches from the hem of the blouse, so it's very easy to locate. I'll just pin the center of that deepest part on my basque on the skirt. I'm going to pin it directly to the center of my top. Please follow and pay attention, okay? Now once you've pinned the center of the skirt to the center of the top, exactly on that point where your basque is supposed to be, you're going to give your skirt a notch. Now the next thing we'll do is we're going to pick the side shaping. See where you shaped on the side? Yes, pick it. We're going to pin it exactly on that point you marked on the mannequin. That's 17, which is the waistline. Find a way to take it all the way to that 17 and pin it up, secure with a pin. Please follow what I'm doing. Make sure the side shaping of the blouse is pinned together with the side shaping of the skirt. At this point, please try your best to make sure that the fabric is relaxed. You can see where I pinned on the center and where I pinned on the side, and then in between is very relaxed. I'm going to secure again with pin at the very middle. I don't want here story, okay? So this procedure is actually very easy. Is if you pay attention to details, you definitely do this effortlessly. So I pinned this at 3 points and they are very relaxed. Now we'll move to the other side. Take the shaping line of the skirt, place it on top the shaping line of the blouse. Let it be directly on that 17 you marked, okay? Pin it up, secure with a pin. Make sure the shaping lines, the shaping seam are directly above each other. The one for the lower bodies and the one for the upper bodies, okay? Then we are pinning on that 17 we marked our waistline. So if you do that, you realize that the center we already pinned up. You only have to now pin the middle. Now if you followed me, this is what you should have, something like this. Bring down the lower body so that you will see if what you pinned is correct. Now I've brought it down and I've checked. It is giving what it should give. Yes. So I'll turn this over again so that I'll show you how to pin up all the way to the back, because what we just pinned up is for the front, the basque effect. Now take this up again. Guys, we're done with the front, the pinning up. What we'll do now is to take this to a sewing machine and stitch down that line we pinned up. We'll take it to the sewing machine and stitch down, okay? Do the same for the left and for the right side of the blouse. Once you've stitched down, this is what you should have. I tried filming the sewing process, but it was too bulky. The camera was not getting, you will not even understand what I'm videoing, so I literally just had to do it and bring it on for you all to see. But I think from the stitching you understand what I did. This is my basque effect, very glaring, yes. And then the side shaping of the front of the upper bodies is in alignment with the side shaping of the lower bodies. Those things matters, those tiny details, they really matter. Then my boning didn't let me stitch on them, so I just maneuvered those places. For the back, you're going to lift up the lower bodies again. Then from that point 17 you marked on the front, you are going to sew this time around a straight line, just straight from that 17. Yes, just straight line. While making that straight line, please do not forget you're going to leave 1 inch away from the eyelet casing. 1 inch away from the eyelet casing. That's where your stitching for the back should stop, okay? Yeah, I think that's it. Then we'll take this to sewing machine and stitch down. After stitching, this is what you should have. You guys, this is what you should have. Now I would love to tell you that the best way to do inbuilt corset is to use inseam finishing, okay? But if you have clients who are so much in love with having allowance on their clothes, don't worry, still stitch on the allowance. Okay, you can still do this even if you did not use inseam finishing. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much that. This looks really nice from inside out. It looks beautiful. Now you can now go ahead to do the finishing of your dress, like close the zipper allowance, fix your zipper, and then move on with the rest of the dress, your embellishment and what have you. But before I forget, subscribe to this channel, okay? If you don't subscribe, you're the one that will be missing out. To subscribe, it is free, and let me know if this video was helpful in the comment section. It's your girl Nenya John signing out. See you all in my next video. Bye.